All right, my plant foldies, this is Richie at Grow Folds, and today we'll be big box store plant shopping at the Lowe's out in Prosper, Texas. So we're going to see if they have any restocks or any updates. Thank you guys for tuning in to see and shop alongside with me. I really appreciate everybody that's been going into the live premiere chats. Our plant foldy community is growing, so right off the bat, we are seeing some very fragrant hyacinth right over here. I love the purple hyacinth and just hyacinths in general. They always remind me of Animal Crossing New Horizons. So if you are an Animal Crossing fan just like me, look at these hyacinths. I haven't really seen hyacinths in real life until this year, so we've got some more budding up right over here at Lowe's. So as you can see, Texas is starting to get a bunch of their plants in, so I'm really excited about that, that they're starting to get like outdoor plants alongside that. But you can see that the outdoor section is starting to fill up. I did want to give you guys some updates just because this was pretty bare last time, so we'll see if they have some new plants in the indoor section. I know all of the plant foldies, or what I call my viewers, are typically more interested in the aroids and the house plants, but I did want to show some of these gardening plants as well. I've made an attempt to try to get you guys some more content in terms of like succulents and other plants that I'm not so familiar with, but you can see there are a bunch of hyacinths right over here, and some more plants that they are getting. But as you can see, we're going to walk over here, and it looks like they moved the shipper over here with the succulents. I do love how succulents look like. I just need to get more versed in the plant ID. So right now we're just going to look at this hanging succulent basket. I do like the variegation, and this is for $12.98. Not bad. The only succulent plant that I have growing in my home is the wax ivy. So I thought that was really cool. I found that actually at a Home Depot. And then what else do we have over here? So we've got some Live Trends hanging baskets of plants. What I like about the Live Trend hanging baskets is just the planters that they have. They've got a modern contemporary look. You can see it's got a nice little glaze on it. And then all of the plants here, these trending tropicals, are for $14.98. They're originally $19.84, but we've got some Calathea dotties right over here. I love the purple foliage. And then we still have just a few more Rhaphidophora tetraspermas. We've got another plant right over here, one of these vining Rhaphidophora hyi. I believe that's what it's called. And then this is really interesting. So we've been seeing a lot of Walmart plants actually have these self-watering planters. I thought it was more of a Walmart exclusive for trending tropicals, but you can see these Raven ZZs are in self-watering planters. I actually am a huge fan of the new look. I prefer it versus the ceramic planters that these trending tropicals are in. And then right over here we have a beautiful Alocasia silver dragon. So with the silver dragon, it's an easy Alocasia. I'm surprised it's actually giving me some new growth, and you can see the new growth comes out more of a green color. I love the natural metallic sheen about it. It's really nice looking, and it's one of those plants that I definitely am a huge fan of. With Alocasia, you just need to make sure that you give it some good humidity, and just keep out, look out for any spider mites. That's the only pest that it's really prone to. And right over here, we have an Aglaonema Maria in a self-watering planter. That one is for $15.97. So guys, I absolutely love Aglaonema. You guys know that is my favorite plant, and I hope that you guys will add Aglaonema into your collection. Like this one right over here is an Aglaonema white margin. I haven't seen that as of recent in big box stores, so I'm glad that it's made it out. And then we have an Aglaonema Red Siam, or an Aglaonema Aurora. Love that. It's probably one of the top 3 most common Aglaonemas you'll find. And then we have some Majesty Palms right over here. And right over here we have some not so healthy looking exotic angels. These ones, so I'm starting to think that this Lowe's hasn't really been restocked except with these hanging baskets. So like this Philodendron Hederaceum Lemon Lime, really nice looking Philodendron Hederaceum Lemon Lime. This one is for $16.98 in a smaller hanging basket. So if you can't get the bigger ones to hang, this one is actually nice. I actually would consider buying this. I am a huge fan of the yellow foliage. Absolutely stunning. And the thing about it is, with this one, it does require bright indirect light to get that yellow foliage. If you give it less light, it'll be a little bit more green. So make sure that you're giving it up on proper light. And then right over here is a Dianthiflora alsobia. Dianthiflora alsobia. I think that's how you pronounce it, but this is an interesting plant. I like this hanging basket also for $16.98. Not 100% sure what this the caratus for this plant is. So if anybody is growing this plant, please let me know in the comments or in the live chats. I'm always willing to learn new things about plants, but I do like that subtle purple veining that this hanging basket plant has. Is anybody else growing hanging baskets? Because I have really been into growing hanging baskets as of late. They are absolutely stunning. And then obviously we've got that Hydra Helix Spear Point Ivy, or Hedera Helix is how you pronounce it, but I like calling it Hydra Helix. That's in a smaller basket as well. I do like that it's got very like pointy leaves. And then we have a red marantha right over here. We've got a really nice looking lipstick plant. So I've never really seen lipstick plants, and this one's apparently the variegated form, although there's not as much variegation on it. This one is also for $16.98. It reminds me of a Hoya. So I really thought it was a Hoya at first until I read the plant ID. So I would just assume same care tips for Hoya, bright and direct light, water when it's completely dry. And then I'm not 100% sure what this plant is right over here, but nonetheless, you can get the plant ID somehow. And then right over here, we're gonna look at some more of these exotic angels, Costa Farms. This one is a pink angel, Phytonia. And this one is for $5.98. Really nice looking one. This is one that you often see out in big box stores. Actually, a lot of these exotic angels, they kind of have the same type of trays. You'll see a lot of Phytonias, ferns, Syngoniums, Sansevierias, Dracaenas. Like this one right here is a beautiful lemon button fern. I actually saw one of these for the first time at Kroger, which is a local grocery store out in Texas. And then we have this Alternanthera. I think that's how you pronounce it. Let me know if I'm saying it right, but this one is an interesting plant. I've never seen that actually as an exotic angels Costa Farm release. And then right over here, we have a mini Adam Ivy. I actually like the mini Adam Ivy just because this Hydra Helix is actually a nice looking variegated ivy. It's got very miniature leaves. I like just how it's nice and pointy and compact. Actually, as an update, my Hydra Helix is actually doing really well. I haven't had any spider mites. It's actually producing some new growth, so I will definitely release a video in a month and a half to let you know what I did. This one's for $7.98. This is a Dracaena sanderiana, so it kind of reminds me of a bamboo, but that's really cool. I would be interested to see what it looks like in a mature form. I have not seen that type of Dracaena in like a large bush form. And we have like a peace lily here, and then we have another Rex begonia here. So with Rex begonias, I've just learned that most Rex begonias are so hybridized that they don't really have plant cultivar names, but nonetheless, I do like that it has a metallic sheen about it. And then right over here, we have another Epipremnum aureum neon pothos. This one is for $14.98. And then we have another Philodendron micans. Love the velvety leaves, guys. And with micans, they're very easy to propagate. I'm surprised that they're not nearly as common as like a pothos, because I feel like most plant collectors really like micans. So guys, plant foldies, let me know in the comments or in the live chat if you are a huge fan of micans. I am a huge fan of Enjoy pothos, and I will call this an Enjoy pothos even though it's been really nice looking. So really like that as well. And the pearls and jade just was what they usually call it, but that is an Enjoy pothos. These are all by Urban Jungles. I really do like Urban Jungle plants. I feel like Urban Jungle plants are cost effective. It's just that sometimes their planters are what makes their plants a little bit more costly. Now I've found some like hanging baskets by Urban Jungle at grocery stores for $12.99, so that's always a good price. Right over here we have a golden pothos, or Epipremnum aureum golden. And we just have a bunch of plant accessories right over here. We've got some African violets. These ones are actually not in bloom, so I'm surprised that they're actually selling them at a big box store. Typically when you see African violets, they're usually in bloom. I have one and I'm super excited to have that in my collection. It's doing very well. I do love this planter right here. This is carrying a Pachira aquatica, or a money tree. I want to add a money tree into my collection, but I'm looking for a variegated form. What else do we have here? We've got some junipers, although I'm surprised that they're actually growing junipers indoors because they really need full sun. And then we have a bunch of live trend planters right over here. We've got some fairly sad looking majestic palms or majesty palms, and then we have some more hanging baskets. So I saw this hanging basket last time of this philodendron cordatum. It's actually trailing a bunch, and I think that's super cool. This is for $14.98. I do like the planter it's in as well, and I definitely want to add some more hanging baskets. I have a syngonium I need to be adding. I have a golden pothos that I need to be hanging into my home as well, so we will see. But these are nice looking hanging baskets. I do like it a lot. Like this one right here is a nice one. I do like the matte finish, and this one is a neon pothos. So again, with pothos, care tips for anybody that's new: they just need bright indirect light. They can tolerate lower light conditions and can take a little bit more overwatering. They're a little bit more forgiving. This plant, however, is not forgiving for overwatering. This is a croton, but nonetheless, croton, I like that. This one's for $12.98. I just wish I knew the plant ID specifically for that croton. And for a lot of plant foldies or my viewers, you guys are a huge fan of this type of Dracaena. This is a Dracaena Tornado. This one isn't the variegated form, this is a green form, but look at how cool the leaves kind of swirl like a tornado. Definitely like that, and the larger forms are stunning. And then this one right over here is for $13.98. This one is another Dracaena of some sort, maybe a lemon surprise. They're very similar in their look, but nonetheless, Dracaenas are very easy to grow. And then we have a cool Alocasia right over here. I believe this is an Alocasia black velvet because the leaves are a little bit more pointy as compared to a ninja. But that's really nice that Urban Jungle carries these varieties of plants. So, you know, even this right over here, this is a nice little Sansevieria bird nest. These are all for $14.98. I do like the planters. They just wouldn't work for me because I prefer very simple planters. And this is a really cool Dracaena Janet Craig compacta. So I was calling it Jenny Craig earlier, so I thought that was really funny that I caught myself saying that, but it is a Janet Craig compacta. Those do get very large and they can be grown like in a tree form. And then we have a Peperomia obtusifolia variegata. We've got some fern right over here. What else do we have? So for the most part, this Lowe's is definitely not restocked. The only restock they really got is these smaller hanging baskets. Like this is a really nice, beautiful home decor is what it's called, but this is actually a Philodendron hederaceum or a Philodendron cordatum, whatever one you want to call it. I do like the green jade looking leaves. And then what else do we have here? We've got a blue star fern. It's starting to look a little bit ratty, though it was a little bit more full the last time I saw it. And typically this Lowe's actually takes care of its plants. I just don't think that they've gotten the massive shipments like all the other Lowe's. So maybe give it another week or two. I will visit it and see what else they have. And then they have a bunch of like orchid kokedamas, bromelia kokedamas, more phalaenopsis orchids. Some of them are starting to lose their blooms, but look at how beautiful the bloom of this orchid is. I really love that. What else do we have over here? We've got some more Monstera deliciosas right over here. They're okay in their form, but I would recommend either buying them at Home Depot or even Walmart. Walmart had some really good ones. And then we have some beautiful Phalaenopsis orchids right over here. So somebody asked how long Phalaenopsis orchid blooms last. They can last up to 2 to 3 months depending on your care. They say that they can tolerate lower light conditions, but I would always give it bright indirect light just because it is a blooming plant. Any plant that blooms definitely needs that. And then we're gonna go over here. This is me big box store plant shopping at night. This is the Home Depot I typically go to. This is one off of Custer Road in McKinney, Texas, North McKinney. And you can see they've got some dormant roses right over here. We're gonna walk to see if they have any new plants. I am curious to see actually if they have any new plants. They haven't had a full restock as of late, so we're just gonna walk over here and see. I've been looking for new plants. Walmart's have been restocked, so maybe the other big box stores will be, and I'm trying not to get these guests in there, but you know, they're here. So look at this right over here. We've got a orchid, Philodendron orchid, and an anthurium. And how much is this? It's $29.98, so it's about $30, but look at how beautiful that is. I do like the arrangement. The white next to the red is really cool, and I do like white orchids as well. Very nice looking one right here. So they've got a lot of flowering plants, so maybe they got a slight restock. And then we have some more African violets. We've got this right here, this African violet, and it's actually violet, so that's really cute. I want to add more African violets definitely to my collection because they seem to be really easy. Let's see how much this costs. $6.98. That is actually not bad because most African violets typically cost $9.98 or a little bit more than that. And then we have some pothos, but I wanted to pan over here and look at some of the other flowering plants. We do have a kalanchoe right there, and then right over here is that leaf joy H2O bowl. This one is a golden pothos, so they still have this. I think they just kind of re-merchandise their plants, so I don't think they necessarily got a big restock, maybe just some of those anthuriums and the Philodendron orchids. So plant foldies and my viewers, do you guys just ever go to big box stores looking for restocks, knowing that there may be just have a couple plants added? I kind of find myself doing that. And then this one right here is this kalanchoe for $10.98, but I do find myself just going to these big box stores daily. Like I feel like it's part of my daily routines, like when I get off work. So we will see what that looks like. But as you guys can see, there are some beautiful Philodendron orchids and anthuriums. You know, with Valentine's Day just around the corner, there are a lot of flowering plants. I definitely want to add an anthurium. I've said this in several of my videos, but the anthurium I want to add would be an anthurium shibori. Google that and check it out. It's a beautiful variegated anthurium. The blooms are like candy cane. It's like pink and white. So it's really nice looking. It is a little bit expensive. It's like in the 3 digits when I went to eBay to try to get it. So I've actually lost a bunch of eBay bidding for that anthurium shibori. So I've kind of given up just a little bit, but who knows? I might get lucky the next time. And then we have some more Philodendron orchids here for $16.98. And then we have some beautiful bromeliads right over here. I actually like zooming in and showing you guys the bloom of this bromeliad. Look at how nice the colors are. They look like they're glowing. It's really nice. And, you know, bromeliads, you can see them everywhere. So I haven't really grown any at all in my house collection. And then right over here for $19.98 is a yucca plant. So you can get some fairly medium-sized plants also at Home Depot. So it just really depends on your space. And then we have some more orchids right over here. And we've got a Monstera deliciosa, but what I really like is this right here. I'm going to pull it out. This is a Ficus umbellata. I want to definitely add a Ficus umbellata into my plant collection. I just love how large the leaves are. The only thing with Ficus umbellata is it is a little bit more spider mite prone. So you could get spider mites. It's one of those plants that are a little bit more of spider mite prone. The thing about Ficus umbellata is it does get really large leaves. It becomes a very large plant, but it also requires a lot of bright indirect light, obviously, just because it is a ficus. So pretty much any ficus plant needs a lot of bright indirect light for it to really thrive. But I really want to get one of these and actually like wire it up and actually twist its trunk. Have you ever seen those like Japanese plant hobbits that actually have Ficus umbellata growing in their collection? It's really nice. And then right over here we have a Calathea fishbone. So a little while back I went ahead and featured this just because I love the fact that Nature's Way has all of these Calatheas, large form Calatheas for $29.98. Like right over there, we have a Calathea lancifolia. And when you pan out a little bit more, there are other like Calatheas like this Calathea orbifolia. Look at how gorgeous these leaves are. And for the most part, these have been sitting here for a little while and the leaves are not damaged at all. They're maintaining their health. I really should get a Calathea orbifolia before they decline in their health, but we will see. And then we have a Dracaena lemon lime right over here for $19.98. Love Dracaena plants, definitely underrated plants. They're so easy to grow. They can tolerate lower light conditions and they size up very quickly as well. So that's another, plus for Dracaenas. They're very low maintenance plants. The Calathea orbifolia is not. Calatheas are a little bit more finicky and fussy. And then right over here, we have another Dracaena. This is a Dracaena Riki. So with Dracaena Riki, this one's for $19.98. Dracaena Riki actually grow very tall. if you let it. So what happens is the lower leaves will eventually start to die off, and then like it will start to create a pretty woody trunk, but those are really nice looking. I do like the narrow form leaves. And then right over here we have a Ficus elastica burgundy, and then we have a cordyline Hawaii, or a cordyline plant. This one has some nice variegation as well. I do love the pink variegation purple foliage of this plant. I wish I could grow cordyline, but you know, they don't do as well indoors. You know, indoors they are more susceptible to spider mites. And then we have a bunch of spathiphyllum or peace lilies right over here. Large form peace lilies. Peace lilies are super dramatic. If you don't water them, they will droop over and look like they're dying. But as soon as you water them, they will go bounce back in like a couple hours. And then obviously, if you are at a big box store like Home Depot, you will see all of these Vigoro hanging baskets. So we have a bunch of Hoya carnosa, Crimson Princess. These are for $19.98. I do like this Hoya specifically because they do have some nice variegation, especially when you sun stress it. So what does sun stressing mean is when you give it so much light that the leaves start to get different variegation, like you'll get more pinks and more just different types of margins in it. So I like that a lot. And right over here, we have some Scindapsus exotica. Love Scindapsus exotica just because it really has some large silver leaves and they are velvety. They're nice texture. I just absolutely love it. Very nice looking Scindapsus exotica. Definitely one that I would definitely add to my collection. These are for $19.98. I do like Scindapsus plants, and this one actually is starting to trail, which is cool because they are a little bit slower growing as compared to an Epipremnum aureum or a pothos. So that's you know, that's nice to see. I do like the velvety texture of the leaves. And then right over here we have a bunch of golden pothos. Very easy plant. It's one of those plants that pretty much get everybody started in growing houseplants in general. That's one. These leaves are nicely variegated. You know, with golden pothos, if you give it more bright and direct light, they are a little bit more susceptible. You know, they will actually grow better variegation. So they are influenced by the amount of light that you give it. And then we're going to walk over here. So it looks like we have some more plants. These are the combination plants where you have like a pothos, a Dieffenbachia, and a Aglaonema. So we have an Aglaonema Red Siam or Siam Aurora. And then right over here, we have a bunch of Sansevieria snake plants. These are very much lower light tolerant. And then we have these large ZZ plants. I really do like these large ZZ plants. Very nice looking ZZ plants, and these plants actually can tolerate lower light conditions alongside with these neon pothos right over here. This one is for like 50 something, so that's not bad because you'll get a already established plant, especially the ZZ plants. ZZ plants are very much slow growers, so that's nice to see them in this size. You know, this is the good thing about Home Depot is Home Depot can, you know, give you plants that are already a large form, like this cordyline kiwi. I do like this, although this cordyline kiwi looks like it might have spider mites because the leaves are actually yellowing. You don't really see a lot of the green, you know, the green color of the leaves earlier that whenever I featured it. And then we have a beautiful Alocasia right over here. I think this is an Alocasia Regal Shield, but look at how large the leaves are. I would love to be able to grow my Alocasia to be that size. And then we have a bunch of Ficus lyrata right over here. Love Ficus lyrata. You know, most people think they're finicky, but mine is doing well, and I got it for 99 cents. And then we have a bunch of Majesty palms here. And then, although I'm not actually versed in succulents and cacti, I do want to feature some. And then we also have some air plants right here. These are by Live Trends. What I like about Live Trends is they have some really nice planters. This one is another succulent for $7.98. I've actually seen this succulent a lot. I love how it's in a hanging basket and the variegation is really nice. Right over here we have a string of bananas. String of bananas right here for $7.98. Now, if I'm going to add any type of string of something, it would be a string of pearls, specifically a string of pearls variegated. Maybe a string of hearts variegated. These are the only plants I would really add. I have been adding a lot of like hanging baskets to my collection. So plant foldies, I am really trying to get you guys some more diverse content. I know some people really wanted to see some more succulents, so here you go. And look at how gorgeous that variegation is right over here for these hanging baskets. These are all for $7.98. We have some type of succulent here. I'm just gonna flash this. This is a trailing elephant bush. Oh, I dropped, knocked over this polka dot plant right here. Polka dot plants are cute, but they are very hard to grow. I feel like if you overwater them, they will crisp. If you underwater them, they will also brown and crisp. So they're just not happy. And then these are really cool succulents. These are the hen and chicks succulents. So look at all of the little babies. So you can basically cut one off and put it on top of some soil, mist it a little bit, and then it will root. See, you can see that there are some roots already starting to grow, so you can propagate it that way, and these actually multiply. They can actually be considered ground cover in some areas where they have moderate temperature, where it doesn't freeze and it doesn't get extremely hot. And then right over here we have some more. This is a Echeveria Persian. Look at how beautiful that is. I do like the maroon purple foliage around, and then it just has a nice shape to it. It looks like roses. So yeah, this is Home Depot at McKinney, and we don't really have a lot of restock. It's actually just plants that are pretty much just re-merchandised. I like that they've compressed a lot of them, so they probably sold through a lot of their plants. One alocasia I like is this Alocasia California. I actually have a variegated version of this growing in my collection, and you can see that they've got several of them growing in one pot. I'm going to pull this out, but this Alocasia is nice as well. It's a little bit damaged, but nonetheless, this is one that you would commonly see at Home Depot specifically. I have been, basically collecting fancy Alocasia. Walmart has a really good selection, and then we're just going to pan over here again to show you guys some of the snake plants. So it's also nice to go big box plant shopping when it's at nighttime. It makes it easier for me to actually film. I don't like to get in the way of employees. I don't want to make people feel uncomfortable filming around, so it's easy for me to get some footage. I typically try to get footage for y'all before I go home from work or after a live premiere. And speaking of live premieres, thank you guys again for constantly going on the live premieres, chatting, asking questions, and then even having plant foldies encouraging others to actually smash the like button to get the video to more people. So that is one way, if you really want to support me, is making sure you're commenting on the videos and also hitting the like button for my videos. That really does push the algorithm to get more people to engage with the channel. And I would love to really see our plant community, the plant foldies at Grow Folds, really grow and just really attract more people to these videos. I've been working very hard, going daily each and every day to try to get you guys close to an hour long footage. It's a little bit challenging, but I enjoy it. And then right over here, I went outside to the outdoor patio section just to show you different types of succulents. Like, look at how beautiful this succulent right over here is. I will just pan the names right over here rather than to put the plant IDs. But I really do like the shapes of these succulents. I might actually grow a couple of succulents. I might add some. We will see. It's one of those things where I'm still learning plant care tips for other plants that I've been adding. Like lately, I've been adding a lot of Alocasia and Calathea. So these are two plant species that I'm not really confident in growing, just because I always feel like they might be fussy, but they've been growing well for me so far. So really excited about that. Succulents, on the other hand, I will eventually add to my collection. If I am going to add any succulents to my collection, I would love for you guys to give me comments or suggestions on what kind of succulents to add in my collection. All I know I'm being a little bit bougie, but I would love to get variegated type succulents. I heard that in Korea, they actually have a huge following of succulents. Let me know in the comments if that is true, because I had a friend who actually grows a bunch of succulents and he actually imports them from Korea. So random factoid tidbit. I think that's interesting, but look at this one right over here. Love the color of this succulent. It looks to be sun stressed. And I like the undersides of this succulent as well. Yeah, it's, I'll just pan over the plant IDs that way versus putting the subtitles. And plant foldies, let me know if you guys actually want me to continue to put the plant IDs on the screen. It does take a little bit to do, but I really think that it makes my plant shopping videos a little bit more unique, just because I don't think a lot of plant YouTubers actually do that, and I want to give you guys some more unique content. But look at how cute these succulents are. I haven't really taken the time to really just look at them and see the different types of varieties. They would be nice to just make in a little bit of arrangement. And the thing about succulents is you can actually propagate them by just taking one of the leaves and then just sticking them in the soil and then just kind of misting it, and then they will eventually root. So I think that's really cool. If I am going to grow succulent, the soil medium I would use would be like Akadama or some fast draining bonsai soil. That way I don't get any type of root rot. They don't really like to be obviously watered a lot, and they probably need fast draining soil. So I think Akadama or some type of bonsai mix would be really good. This is a really cool aloe vera actually. I haven't really seen one this way, but here you go. There's some aloe vera right over here. And then we have some more succulents right over here. I'm just going through each and every one of them just because I haven't ever really taken the time to like look at succulents. And this is another different type of species of succulent. These are by Smart Plants. So Smart Plants actually pretty much focuses on more succulent cacti type plants. I like that, and you can always find them at Home Depot. They have such a good variety. I also think that Walmart has some good varieties of succulents. Like look at this one right here. Can you believe this is a kalanchoe? So remember how we see kalanchoe, and the ones that we see in grocery stores, big box stores typically are the ones with the blooms. Well, here is an interesting kalanchoe. This one's not blooming, but as you can see, kalanchoe are basically succulents, or the blooming ones are as well. So what else do we have here? We have another type of succulent. I'm going to go show you this. This is actually a jade. You know, the Crusala is basically considering jade. I like the texture of that type of jade plant. It's a little bit different. And then we have another type of succulent right here. This one has a little bit of prickly needles. And yeah, tiger jaws. This is a tiger jaws type succulent. So really cool. I wouldn't actually buy that one. I don't really like all of the spikes, but as you can see, we've got so many succulents to choose from. These are the smaller succulents. So you can make like an arrangement of them. I'm pretty sure the carrot tips are the same, but can you imagine this is another kalanchoe? So the kalanchoe we see in the that are blooming. Actually, this is not a kalanchoe. This is another type of jade plant. I'm so sorry about that. Yeah, it's Crusala. So that is a jade type succulent. And then right over here, we have another one. This one's actually large for such small size. So this is starting to take off. Look at how beautiful the succulent colors are for this one. And I will just pan over here and show you guys what that looks like. Does anybody here actually grow succulents exclusively? Are you more of a succulent collector? Do you grow cacti? Please leave me in the comments if you are, because I'd like to learn more about succulents. And then this one actually is a kalanchoe. Can you imagine that this is a kalanchoe? When you think of kalanchoe, you think of like blooming, flowering plants, but this one is actually a kalanchoe. So super cool to see that. I feel like if you give these succulents a lot of bright, direct sunlight, they will actually be sun stressed, and I really like the look of that. They're very easy to propagate. This is another type of kalanchoe. Wow, that's interesting. I like that. So that's the thing about these plants. They definitely are a whole different world, a whole different ball game of plant care for succulents. I wish I could advise you guys for how to take care of succulents, but the only advice I would say for succulents is definitely do not overwater them. They need as much light you can provide them. They can actually take full sun, and they're easy to propagate. So the final place, or actually one of the other places I wanted to visit, was this Kroger right off of Preston Road in Frisco, Texas. So as you can see, I'm walking in here, and Valentine's is just around the corner. So we've got a lot of floral plants. So whenever you go grocery plant shopping, it's all about the flowers, because they consider the house plants as floral, the floral department. And so last time we visited, there were a bunch more like house indoor plants, but now they are flooded with tons and tons of Philodendron orchids. I love the Matsui cascading orchids right over here. I wanted to pan over here and show you that, and show you just the details of the blooms. Look at how beautiful the white blooms are here. I think these are for $24.98. So if you want to give somebody flowers, why not give them some Philodendron orchids for Valentine's? I like the Vanda orchids, which is one that they don't really carry at grocery stores like Kroger. It's always these Philodendron orchids. And so here's my question for anybody who grows Philodendron orchids. There's so many orchids available. Is the propagation process just really easy? How are they able to grow so many orchids? Because just like bromeliads, I would say orchids are another type of flowering plant that is just readily available anywhere you go. And I do like orchids a lot, but I've always been curious what that production looks like. So plant foldies, anybody in the live chat or just, watching this video, let me know, give me some insights. I'd love to know about that. Engage with me because I love learning from y'all as well. Here's one of my favorite plants, and this is a aluminum plant. It is a type of Polea plant right here. This one is for $11.99. I've seen this before at Kroger where it was like reduced to $6. I may end up buying one of these as well, but today I actually got some plant mail where I got variegated Polea plant or an aluminum plant, and I did buy an aluminum plant for I believe $5.99 at another Kroger. It was in a smaller pot, but nonetheless these are super easy to grow. The only thing is they do get leggy, so you want to make sure you're pruning it back. And then right over here we have some hanging baskets by Live Trend. This one is a bird's nest anthurium. I really like the bird's nest anthurium. The look about it is beautiful. I love the texture of the leaves and natural shine it has. And I believe these are in the $20 range. Like the planter as well. Love hanging baskets actually. I'm hoping to add more. And then we have a zebra plant. So the only thing about the zebra plant, what I was told, and I think this is $11.99, is it looks nice, but it can be a little bit fussy. So I haven't really ever been into zebra plants. Actually, it's $12.99. Sorry, $12.99. So all of these plants are actually sourced out by Mason Farms, which is a nursery or a place that sources out plants that's based in New Mexico. I do love this. Look at this raindrop peperomia. It has some stunning leaves. Look at how large the leaves are. These are for $12.99. I would actually consider, buying this particular one right here. Because look at this, for $12.99 by Mason Farm. This is in an 6-inch potted up pot. So I really like that a lot. And then just look at how shiny the leaves are. If you touch the leaves, they are very waxy, just like Hoya. Love that peperomia right there. I think it's going to be much easier than growing like a peperomia watermelon. And then we have some Hoya carrii right over here. Let's see how much this costs, but this one is for $10.99. I wouldn't necessarily buy this Hoya carrii just because it doesn't really have the nodes. It's just literally the leaves, so it's just the heart and it won't really grow. And right over here we have an Epipremnum aureum enjoy, and yes, I will call this an enjoy. It has some reverted leaves right over here. That's interesting, but this is an enjoy because look at how the sectorial variegation is. It doesn't have a lot of splotchy. I know a plant foldy asked me to put a pearls and jade and enjoy side by side. If I ever go big box plant shopping and I see that, and this is for $12.99, that's not a bad price at all for a 6-inch potted up plant. Normally it's like $16.99 when you go to like a local plant nursery, so that's not bad. That's the thing about grocery store plants. I would say they have probably the most cost-effective plants. And then this is a really nice plant as well. This is called a China doll, and this one is also for either $11.99 or $12.99. I always thought that, China doll plants are actually more spider mite prone, but somebody said that they're not. So it's another plant I would definitely want to add to my collection. It's a really nice looking plant and it gets very large as well. Now, this was probably one of the best plant finds I've seen so far, aside from the China doll. That would be the plant right next to it. And this is an Aglaonema Etta Rose. This is for $12.99, and actually for this size of an Aglaonema that's pink, yeah, $12.99. This is really awesome. Love me some Aglaonema. This is my favorite type of plant. Look at how beautiful the pink variegation is. I do like this Aglaonema. I actually wanted to pick this up, but I am definitely going to control myself from buying any plants at this Kroger just because I have bought a lot of plants as of late. I'm telling you guys, this plant shopping daily video has me broke, but I'm not complaining. It's so much fun. And then right over here, we're looking at a Calathea lancifolia or a rattlesnake Calathea. Beautiful plant for $12.99. That is actually not a bad price for that size of a Calathea. And then what else do we have here? We've got some more, Calathea lancifolia, and look at this. This is a beautiful looking Philodendron micans. Absolutely love the Philodendron micans. I have one already, but if I find a hanging basket, a full hanging basket, it's going home with me. That would be that one time where I'm like, no plant buy. Yep, I'm going to buy that plant. There's just certain plants that I wouldn't like pass up, even though I might have multiples of them. That would be one of them. And then look at this. This is another Aglaonema right here for $12.99. I really hope plant foldies are taking some of my suggestions of what plants to grow. Like, look at how gorgeous this is. Look at that variegation. This is definitely not a pearls and jade pothos. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know I'm totally wrong, but look at this. This is an enjoy pothos because you can see there are really stark variegations. It's not splotchy or anything, and look, it's already starting to trail. Gosh, I might actually end up buying another pearls, not a pearls in. See, I say pearls in. Another enjoy pothos. Look at that. That actually almost looks like a lemon meringue leaf right there. Definitely nice pothos, and it would be really interesting to grow that up a pole because they really get large leaves as they grow up a pole, and their aerial roots start to attach to a pole. Right over here, we have our favorite Hydra Helix, or Hedera Helix is the correct way to say it, but this is an English ivy, and this is for $9.99. I do like this. This reminds me of the ceramic ones that by Nature's Way at Home Depot for $8.98. So you'll get a better price at Home Depot if you want that particular ivy. And then right over here, we have a golden pothos. This is for $9.99 by Mason Farms. Really like this pothos. I would say for anybody starting houseplants, get you a pothos, get you a golden pothos. It's super easy. And then right over here we have a Peperomia Rousseau. This is a beautiful one by Mason Farms, and this one's for $9.99. I could totally buy up all of these plants at Kroger. I feel like Kroger actually has some very healthy looking plants. They definitely take care of their plants. I've seen them watering their plants and trimming like dead leaves and stuff just because they have a full department just for floral. So I can understand why these plants are a little bit more manicured and taken care of. And then I love these chrysanthemum ones right over here, the yellow ones for the New Year, Lunar New Year. I'm going to spin around here and see what other houseplants they have. So it looks like they got some more of these live trend plants. Now, I do think these are a little bit pricey for the size, but we have some type of peperomia right over here. These are super cute. I do like the planters. They're kind of egg shaped, and I do like that they're matte finish with a neutral gray, so they can work out in any space. Look at this one right here. This is a really cool peperomia. I am a little bit more hesitant about these type of peperomias because I feel like they're a little bit more spider mite prone, or at least the ones I've had have gotten spider mites. Maybe it's just the way I was taking care of them. And then this one right over here is actually one of my favorite philodendrons just because of the dark foliage. This is a philodendron black cardinal. Now, if you want a nice size philodendron black cardinal, the best place to get them actually would be at Trader Joe's. You can get them for $12.99. Now, this one is by Live Trends. I think this is like $24.98. It is really nice though. So if you want a plant that is in a beautiful planter, go to Kroger for that. And then we have a ZZ Zenzi plant right here. So this is more of a compact ZZ plant. I definitely want to get one in my collection. I'm going to see about getting one because there is like a darker space in my hallway that I would like to grow it on. And what else we have here? We have a beautiful Dracaena marginata right here, and this one is, I believe, $6.99. So for a $6.99, or is it no $6.99? $11.99. Yeah, $11.99. That's actually a nice plant for $11.99. These actually can grow very tall, and I love just the cream variegation, the margins on the leaves. I'm going to put it right next to that aluminum plant. We're going to pass by a bunch of these beautiful flowers, and we're going to go ahead and take a look at what other plants by Mason Farms over here. So we've got some beautiful Enjoy pothos. We've got a nice Hoya carnosa. This one's for $10.99. I think this is a Hoya carnosa Crimson Queen, actually Crimson Queen, just because it has the white variegation. And then we have some very healthy looking spider plants. These are for $10.99. The thing I like about these spider plants, at least at Kroger, is you can see that the tips of the leaves are not browning. And then this is a really nice looking Dracaena as well. Look at that. Very nice green on green variegation. These will get very large as well. And then we have another Hydra Helix, guys, or Hedera Helix. This is a variegated one. This one is called the Gold Baby English ivy. This one is for $10.99. Mine is doing extremely well, and I'm so excited to, show you guys in a video update after a month and a half, and we'll see what that looks like. And then look at how beautiful these Enjoy pothos or Epipremnum aureum Enjoy. You can tell that it's not a pearls and jade pothos, even though that's what they're labeling it, just because look at the variegation. It's very much, there's just very stark contrast within it. And look at how large this leaf is right here. Look at how beautiful it is. Could you guys tell that I love this pothos? And the thing about this pothos is it does hold on to its variegation very well. The only thing is it is one of the more slower growing pothos as compared to, say, like a neon pothos, a golden pothos, or even a marble queen. These pothos Enjoy are a little bit slower growing, but nonetheless their variegation is stunning. We have a lemon button fern right over here, and a bunch of like miniature roses. I do like the gold planters that they have, and look at how beautiful that peach bloom is. So with Valentine's around the corner, if you guys go to a grocery store, you will see a lot more flowers. Look at these beautiful tulips, and then spring is just around the corner. I do like these miniature roses. Like, part of me really wants to take a miniature rose home. I probably will get a miniature rose that is variegated, but I already know if I take a miniature rose home, I definitely need to give it lots of light. It probably needs to grow under a grow light if I can put it right next to a windowsill. And even then, with a windowsill, I don't know if it's going to get the light that it needs. Either way, I would love to grow some miniature roses this spring, see what that looks like for me, alongside with an indoor azalea. We're just going to walk over here. There's just one more section with some houseplants, and these ones are smaller houseplants, but nonetheless, I do like the prices. So we're going to look at this polka dot plant. Nice looking polka dot plant. It looks like it's starting to brown up though, so it either doesn't have enough water, it's too much water. These are all by Mason Farms, and these ones are for $5.99. So these are actually the plants I would buy at Kroger, is $5.99, like that Hedera Helix over there. And then we have a variegated version right over here for $5.99. That is not bad at all. I think I bought mine for like $6.99. And then we have some type of fern right there, a palm, and then look at this right here. Look at this beautiful Palea plant. This is the same size Palea plant that I bought, and it's doing very well for me. Love that. Love Palea plants. And what else do we have right over here? We have a pearls and jade pothos for $5.99. This is not a pearls and jade, guys. I'm telling you, this is an Enjoy. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or even the live chats for anybody who's really a pro at identifying pothos, but this does not look like a pearls and jade. This looks like an Enjoy pothos, and actually I almost wanted to buy this, like this one specifically, just because the price is right. And then we have another one right over here. This is an Enjoy pothos, not a pearls and jade. I'm actually going to show you guys a photo at some point on my Instagram to show you the differences of a pearls and jade and an Enjoy. And then this one right over here, we have another peperomia for $5.99. That's really nice. I'm just a little bit weary about growing that type of peperomia. If I'm going to get a peperomia, I would probably just buy the raindrop peperomia. And this is another beautiful fern for $5.99. It's very delicate looking. Look at that. It's wow. That's really cute though, but I feel like it's probably going to need some good humidity to really thrive. And then we have another Hedera Helix or Hedera Helix, guys. This is a green type ivy, just an English ivy. We will see if mine will do well, but I really like this. Like, I almost want to just take this with me today and actually take it home, grow it. I already have a couple growing in my collection, but you know what's one more, right? I would love to get actually a hanging basket. I'm probably going to buy one at Plants and Planters in Richardson, Texas. It's a local plant nursery in Richardson, Texas. If you guys haven't seen that, please check it out. It's a beautiful plant nursery, and I did a full 1 hour video touring it. And then I just want to show you guys some more of the flowering plants right over here. So I'm trying so hard to give you guys different types of content. This one is for $19.98. Nice looking anthurium. I actually like the peach color for that anthurium, or the pink. And then we have tons and tons of indoor azalea. Like, I almost want to just break down and buy one and see if I can grow it, but I'm being very particular because I want to get one that's like tree form. That one I will probably get at like Nicholson Hardy, which is another plant nursery in Dallas. But look at how beautiful these white azaleas are right here. The thing about it is these azaleas, and these are like I think $16. These azaleas actually do well indoors. They do require colder conditions indoors, and they do require some bright indirect light, and they just do very well. So like once the blooms are done, you want to deadhead it, which means you want to make sure you're cutting that cutting the blooms off. So that's what we have so far. And then we have some more miniature roses here. I really like the miniature roses as well. They look really nice. And then we have some more white indoor azalea. So that's what we have. And then I almost missed this, but I was looking for this. So last time I found this aglaonema, and I really want this aglaonema. Unfortunately for this tiny plant, it is $29.99. So I don't really want to spend it, but this is what they call the Star King aglaonema, but I really think it is a Red King aglaonema. And then right over here, we have a bunch of these Philodendron Pink Princess, but they're the marble version, or that's what they say they are. Some of them are more marble. Some of them are actually not as variegated. So like I said, again, Kroger is now carrying these rarer Aroids. And look at this one. This one is okay in the variegation, but these are for $29.99. This is the pink marble philodendron for $29.99, and there are a bunch of them at Kroger. So every single Kroger I've seen so far have them, but I like this. I would prefer to buy this if I... All right, plant folies, I'm going to go ahead and end this video just because that's all I really have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys will visit me on my next one tomorrow. See you guys then. Have a good night.